Welcome back to here. So last episode we got into Botania, built a little place out here for it. What I did in between episodes is to craft more of these endo flames, try the floating endo flames as well. Not much of a difference. With the endo flames though, you can walk through them, whereas these floating endo flames are considered a block, so you'll have to jump on it to move through this area. I removed one of the mana pools. Just figured to concentrate all our mana into one mana pool for now, and then also the just remove the other mana spreader to collect everything from the endo flames and shoot it into the mana pool. And of course, we've got our mana lens on this mana spreader to be able to shoot it to this mana pool. All right, we've set up another mana spreader to point towards the runic altar. And these will have to do with the projects that we're working on today. Speaking of projects, I want to get a few of projects out of the way. The smaller ones in the quest book. So that's why we have a couple of project chests here. And also change downstairs. Finally put all the hopping bonsais on the setup. So we've got a full setup of the trees generating wood, sticks, leaves, apples, and saplings. And they're all in here. And of course, we're building up our inventory of charcoal blocks to be used for our power. So now that our power generation is up, I've done away with, as you can see, all the smelteries there, especially my other one here on the side. And we created a pulverizer. This does is that it'll take the ores and pulverize them into 2 dust per ore. So I've got it set up where it's taking the input from the top, which is this chest here. Currently we don't have anything in there. And then, so it'll take the input from the top, and then this output here, once it crushes the ore into powder, it will send it to the side, and to the side of that is a redstone furnace. Redstone furnace will take a dust and smelt it, kind of like a regular furnace, into an ingot. And the output for that is at the bottom. Down here, I've got a hopper in between. But this redstone furnace will act like a regular furnace as well. So we can smelt food and stone and all those. Any recipes for the furnace, you'll be able to do it here. Only difference is that this uses power, whereas a regular furnace will use coal, wood, charcoal. All right. So the first quest that we're looking into while we're down here is this quest here under miscellaneous, where it wants us to make a slime channel. Slime channel, what you need to do is just to smelt a congealed slime block. We have a purple one here. I'm going to go ahead and smelt that. And that will create our slime channel. That'll give us slimy grass and a blue slime sapling. This will let us grow slime trees on the hopping bonsai. Now, let's see if we can set up a bit later one of those so we can get a constant supply of slimes. All right. As you can see, we got a energetic infuser here. This will help charge my wireless crafter crafting grid here. And then also I set up the atomic reconstructor again to craft some actually additions items. And you'll see that in our project chest in a bit. All right, let's head back upstairs. And let's get started on getting those quests out of the way. Let's start here in getting started. Making a chisel. Easy enough. We got diamond with a stick. This is this eye chisel. Oh, this will give you an interface with the chisel and do other things on that, but we'll go simple and we'll just create the chisel. So here, make the diamond chisel. So every time you chisel blocks, it will use up some durability on that item. So for example, we'll go with stone. Gonna have that in our hand and right click on it. We'll come up with the interface here. We're gonna click on or put the item or the block that we want to chisel up here, and this will give you the options that you have on what you can make it look like. So for example, I've just chiseled that stone to the sunken one, and it will change it to this texture instead. And as you can see, while we use that, it took up some of the durability from the chisel. So we want to turn this back to regular. There we go. And that's what the chisel does. I'm gonna send it up there, put these up. All right. Second thing that we can craft is the nature's compass. So this one is a compass that will help you find a specific biome that's in the world. Let's go and craft it and show you how it works. So the recipe for this is a compass in the middle, 4 logs, and 4 saplings. To make the compass, just a redstone and 4 iron ingots will create a compass. Nature's compass, 4 logs, 4 saplings. There we go. What this does is it'll show you the list of biomes that's available, not available, but all the different types of biomes that can be found in game. You can actually search for biomes. Let's see, what's that? This won't let me search. So let's say we're looking for some spruce, let's say. Spruce. There's no spruce forest, so let's go for a forest. There we go. Let's search for it. And on the upper left, it says it found a forest. It'll show you the coordinates, and then it'll show you how far away it is. The current one that it found is 180 blocks from where we're at. And then you can use the compass on the line on the compass that will tell you where to head. So as you can see, If I turn a different way, it'll show you where the forest is directionally. Okay, moving on. Those are done. This wants us to breed some mobs. It's currently nighttime, so I'll do that when the sun's up a bit later. Then moving on to miscellaneous quest. Let's get this watering can out of the way. Pretty easy. A bucket with copper will give you a watering can. So let's look at this right here. So what this does is this helps. Hold on. Let me take out my shield. I can see on the can itself, it'll have a meter. That meter measures 4,000 millibuckets or 4 buckets worth of water. It will irrigate farmland and speeds up the plant growth. And the area is 3x3. And so what you can do is you can go to your farmland, just right click on the area 3x3, and just hold it down. And it will help speed up the growth of the plants. And as you can see, there's other tiers. These basically will hold more water, and then also bigger areas. So for the hardened, it'll be 5x5, holds 12 millibuckets or 12,000 millibuckets. I'm gonna switch that to buckets. The reinforced is 7x7 with 24 buckets. Signalum is 9x9 with 40 buckets. And then a resident 11x11 with 60 buckets. And then we also got a creative one. 11x11 is the biggest area with infinite water in it. So that's why it's a creative item. All right, so we're done with that. Let's put that away. Okay. Now for this one, we've completed this mob masher, but we did not make a mob fan. It needs these two things for the task to be complete so we can get a reward. Let's go ahead and make that now. There we go. That completes that quest, and we'll be able to get either looting or sharpness. We'll get the sharpness because they're just a pain to craft with the swords, but we've already fully crafted the maximum amount for our mob grinder downstairs, so we don't have to worry about that. The next one is a crafting table on a stick. Pretty easy enough. Crafting table with a sign. Recipe for the sign here is 6 planks with a stick underneath. And early on, we could craft this. We could have crafted it to make it easier on ourselves, where we don't have to carry one of these around and then plop it down. We'll be able to just right click on it in our hand, and then it will come up with a regular crafting grid. That's that. Then the ring of magnetizing. That's why we set up the atomic reconstructor, because we needed these Inori crystals. And to make that, we just need to put the iron through the resonator, reconstructor, reconstructor, and then it'll turn it into an Inori crystal. These Restonia crystals are just redstone through the reconstructor to get those. And then a couple of lapis. This ring is pretty easy enough as well. Glowstone in the middle, 4 gold ingots, and then iron ingots on the other side. So let's craft that. There we go. So these you have to put power through this, and in order for it to work, but this acts the same as our ring of magnetization that we got through Botania. Basically, we'll draw anything that is around you while you're mining or breaking things. All right, we have gold reinforced bow. It's got infinity and multi-shot on it as a reward. That's interesting. Very welcome. Now this crafting table on a stick will get us a diamond. Very nice. I'll put that up later. And then where did the diamond go? Pretty sure I had a diamond. Oh well. All right, so I think that's it for this one here. So let's go ahead and put that away. We also have some stuff here. And we're going to make the gadgets. Building gadget will help you build. Easy enough to do. We just need to provide it power. Exchanging gadget, you'll be able to exchange the blocks to a block that you specify. So instead of it putting down blocks for you, it will swap it out to a different block. Now this copy paste gadget, we don't have another emerald. So I'll have to go to the village to trade something to get another piece of emerald. What this does is that you're able to copy a design and then paste it with the materials that you have that's in your inventory. And so if you build, let's say, a house, you can copy the house and then paste it somewhere else. And then this destruction gadget, it's good with mining, but that's why it says here, this tool, the warning says this tool voids blocks. So it will void any block in the area that you specified. But this will help with mining if you were looking for something, but just be careful with it. All right. That takes care of those with the exception of this copy paste gadget. Those offer no rewards. And then to complete this chapter fully, we just need to breed some mobs. And it looks like the sun's coming up. Yep, the sun is up. So that's why in my inventory, I've got all these different foods. So that way, whatever type of mob we come across, we can just try to breed them without going too far. So let's see a pig here. He's going to follow me because I got this carrot. You want potatoes instead? Nope. Okay. Now, okay. So I think it's potatoes. That's my bad. All right. We do have some potatoes planted over here. I don't know. Why did I? Okay. Never mind. I'm going to grab these because the rice will make paper and I'll be able to use that to trade with a villager to get emeralds. All right, so let's get some potatoes. There's a pig right there. We're gonna have them. Oh, there we go. Lucky, we got 2 pigs here. So let's feed them to make them breed. There's a baby pig. That completes that quest. There's the baby pig there. All right. That's all done. Let's see. Let's make the paper here. Here we go. Oh, force a habit. Let's grab the paper here, and we'll visit that villager later for that emerald so we can get that. So we can get that emerald for the copy paste gadget. All right. So we got a random reward here. We get 2 spawn cow eggs. I'll build a little area for that later, so we can breed them, and we can get a good source of beef a bit later. So we'll just put that away for now. Put these away. All right. Done, 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 done. Botania is there. And once we get this done, this section should be finished. So let me go to that village, trade some paper to the villager, and I'll bring you back once we get the emerald and are ready to craft that copy paste gadget. All right. I'll be right back. All right. Welcome back. So we got the, let's move that egg. We got the emerald from the villager. Oh, we go copy and paste. All done. So that will take care of this. We get a, oh, there we go. We also, oh man, okay. We'll take care of that a bit. I didn't look too deep into that quest, but we'll take care of that in a later episode. All right, so with quest check, we got this left. We've got getting started completely done. Storage, we still got a few things to make, and we can work on that little by little. Transportation, not too worried about those. We're still trying to generate resources, and so we'll make those once once we have a good stockpile of resources. Beginners all done. Let's see, advanced. We can take care of those a bit later. An expert. Let's see. Find storage expert. We're 75% done. Technology. So when I crafted a pulverizer, it gave us a reward for that. And I'm going to do nickel. Those are pretty rare. Not necessarily rare, but they're a bit more hard to find, and the number of ores that you do manage to find, they're not very big for the veins, and so it'll be easier to stockpile on that. And then with the redstone furnace, you get raw beef. That takes care of that. Now in Botania, we do have some quests that we kind of skipped, like this Mana Factory Halo, Mana Battery, make any rods, and this Sojourner's Sash. Let's get those out of the way before we work on this Terra Steel quest. So here, let's move this one. Yep. All right. So let's go ahead and make that mana battery, or the tablet. Easy enough. Mana diamond, pearl. So either an ender pearl or a diamond dropped in the mana pool, and 8 living rocks. I think it's in here. There we go. Mana tablet. So we're just getting that quest out of the way. And we'll get a Blacker Lotus for that. If we need more mana, we can just drop this Black Lotus or Blacker Lotus into the mana pool, and it'll automatically convert into mana. This Mana Factory Halo. Assembly Halo, so Mana Pearl, 3 Mana Steel, and a crafting grid. Go ahead and craft that. There we go. And then the Manu Factory Halo. And that just takes the Assembly Halo with the Mana Diamond. And that is done. From there we get a... Okay. So this is just a cosmetic thing that you can put on yourself. So we will, I don't know, pick one of these. There we go, googly eyes. And so now we have googly eyes. All right. Next, a rod, and I'll look through the rods, and I think one of these is pretty good, even though we're not going to be using it much. This is I think it's this one, Plentiful Mantle. So let me go into the Botania book, or Lexica Botania, and we'll tell you what that does. So the Rod of Plentiful Mantle has the ability to divine in a decently large radius around the user to find any ores. So it's a rod, it's an ore finder. So like I said, we won't use it much, but I felt that it is the much more handy rod that we can do. Okay. And it's not even counted as one of these. All right. So these are needing runes. I guess that's why it wants us to craft one of these. So let's... Well, this one's going to need runes as well. So let's go ahead and craft runes. So we have stuff here for runes. Let's go ahead and grab the runes we need. We're going to need the runes for the terrestrial agglomeration plate. And so I've collected some of these here. And we need living rock. Where are you? Here we go. You're going to need that. So go here. Five. Let's put away some stuff first. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Put away some stuff. Hopefully we have enough mana so we can actually do some place some runes on this runic altar. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click on this, what we need. So we're going to craft, this is I believe the rune of air, and we need to right click here and right click with the wand. Oh, we don't have enough mana. That's great. So as you can see, if we got the recipe correct, but you see the arrow with the X on it, that means we don't have enough mana. And I think because okay, so let's do this. Break this, and let's break the altar. It'll give us back our items, so no biggie. Runic altar. There we go. Let's put it over here. This way we can just quickly borrow this mana spreader, put it over here, and let's give that another try. So, feather and carpet. So that's correct. Let's go ahead and get some charcoal. To our endo flames. And as you can see, the mana spreader is giving the recipe the required mana to be able to craft this. And as you can see, the more mana it gets, the greener the end recipe or the output is. And so once it's completely green, we'll be able to craft this. So I'll bring you back once it's full, and we'll move on from there. I'll probably speed this up, craft all the other runes, and I'll bring you back once I have all the runes crafted. All right, welcome back. Now we've got what we need to craft all the runes. Then we need to craft the terrestrial agglomeration plate. So these 5 runes here with the block of lapis and a block of mana steel. Before I do that, let's work on the Sojourner's Sash first. is we're going to use up a rune of air and a rune of earth for those. We also need 4 leather, which we don't have, but using this alchemy catalyst, which I misspoke in the last episode, this is actually used with the mana pool. So right now there's nothing underneath it, so you'll be able to see there's nothing there. But if you put the alchemy catalyst underneath, it will change, so it'll have that texture that's on the face of it on here, and it will change the recipes. When you throw things in the mana pool. For example, let me find the leather. You can turn rotten flesh into leather using the alchemy catalyst under the mana pool. Same thing with different kinds of wood. What else would be interesting here? You can turn the saplings into different saplings. Different seeds into different seeds. Different agricultural goods into different ones. So if you need, for example, a beetroot seed, you can just throw a carrot in here and plant that. Or if you want a melon, etc., etc. All right. So in this case, we have 4 rotten flesh. Just throw it in there. And we've got 4 leather. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out. And we'll put this back. So we got the 4 leather that we need for the sash. Now we need a rune of air and earth with mana steel. We have those. And that'll complete that. We get a vial of fleet feet, so it gives us speed 2 if we consume it. Now the thing about these runes, let me tone these guys down for a bit. They're getting a bit obnoxious. Yep. All right. So the thing about these runes is that if you do it in a craft, if you use them in a craft on the runic altar, they won't get used up. But if you use it as a crafting ingredient when you're crafting another thing, it will use it up. So in this case, we've already used up one of the air and one of the earth. And so when we craft the terrestrial agglomeration plate, we're going to be running out of the earth and the air. All right, let's go ahead and do that now. As you can see, we're out of the mana, rune of mana, a rune of the air, and rune of earth. So we're left with the water and the fire, but we have the plate. Now, to make this, or to use this, you should, on a 3x3, put in 5 living rocks and 4 blocks of lapis, and you'll put the terrestrial agglomeration plate in the middle. To get mana to this, we need sparks, which I've already crafted, but they're easy enough to craft. All you need is anything that's either a petal or mushroom, 2 blaze powders, and 1 gold nugget per spark. So what the spark does is that when you put it on a mana pool, like that, and put it on the plate, anything that is can be crafted, like the Terra Steel, it will draw the mana from the mana pool from using this spark. It will transfer it to this spark down to the plate. Now let's see if we have enough mana in the mana pool to be able to craft a Terra Steel ingot. Now, as you can tell in the Terra Steel it'll tell you here. What you need for a Terra Steel ingot is a mana steel ingot, a mana diamond, and a mana pearl. And it says give it a couple metric butt tons of mana. So that's the question here is, and that's one of the things that I'm not too happy about with Botania is that the measurements for mana, it's hard to determine if you have enough or not. So it's a lot of guesswork. But we'll go ahead and we'll drop a couple more of these blocks of charcoal. So we'll see if we can build up our mana pool here. But then let me also get the ingredients for the Terra Steel. So let's put some of this stuff away. Okay, so iron, diamond, and ender pearl. Go ahead and convert those. All right, and let's see if we have enough mana for this. So it's gonna go ahead and draw it, and you'll see the particles. And that completely used up all of our mana in the mana pool. So I'll go ahead and just drop all of my blocks of charcoal there to see if we can get this recipe completed. Looks like it's going to be a waiting game. Let me babysit this, and I'll be right back once it crafts. All right, welcome back. That took forever, but we finally got it. So now you're thinking why we're going through this. Well, the biggest thing that reason why is we're going after the orchid. In order to craft the orchid, we need to get the redstone roots. Well, that'll be easy enough to craft, but we also need the pixie dust. To get the pixie dust, we need to throw a mana pearl into a portal, the Alfheim portal, to get it. And in order to craft the portals, we need the Terra Steel. So now that we have that, we can get started on that. So let's get the glimmering living wood planks, and we don't need the living planks. Living wood, Terra Steel. Okay. So to get the core, we need this, the nuggets, and then surround it with living wood so we can get one core there. And then we need to build a portal. So I'm guessing this would be good here. So we'll start with the core. Actually, I guess we'll build it here. So we'll start with the core, and then we're going to surround that with living wood on each side. You don't need these corner blocks here. And then on the sides, you got living wood, and then these glimmering living wood, which you just get living wood and glowstone dust. You'll get one of those. So we need 2 of those on each side. And then we just need to put living wood top like that. And then let's see. I believe that's it. All right, so we're gonna need one more of the glimmering on top. So let's find our glowstone and living wood here. Then we'll put that on top in the middle here. All right. Now, before we can even activate this, we're gonna need some mana pools. So I'd hate to do this. Let me make some more and I'll be right back. So now, in order to activate this, we just use the wand to right click on this. And there we go. So let me get that pixie dust and I'll bring you right back. Okay, so now I got my ender pearl or mana pearl. We're just gonna throw it into the portal and we should get the pixie dust back. There you go. And with this, you can't really do anything. You can't enter it or anything. It's really more for just trading. So if you look at this, you'll be able to see what you can trade with this portal. Very limited 4, which is a bit obnoxious, but it'll get you further into the Botania mod. You can throw in living wood, you can get dream wood. 2 mana steel will get you elementium. 2 blocks of mana steel will get you a block of elementium. The mana pearl will get you pixie dust. Mana diamond will get you dragonstone. And nether quartz will get you an elven quartz. Mana glass will get you elf glass. And these are components that we can use for crafting the much more powerful items that you can craft through Botania. But we got what we came for. We have the pixie dust. We just need to put together the other things we need for the orchid. That means we need a rune of greed, rune of pride. Those we'll have to craft some additional runes. And so let me work on those and I'll bring you right back. All right, now we have the orchid. So, reason why we chose the orchid is let's go back into Botania. Okay, so with the orchid, let's see where we can put this down. Let's take away the pickaxe or the altar here. All right, we'll put the orchid down and believe if we give it some stone, there we go, it will okay. Yep. So it will randomly turn the stone into different ore. There we go. See if it does anything else. All right, so if we're able to find a way to automate this, we'll be able to generate resources without really doing anything. All right, so we'll figure out a way how to automate that, but we pretty much accomplished what I was going for in Botania. Now let's check the quest book. Oh, come on. Let's see what percentage we're at. We're 58%, so that means there's a lot more to Botania than what's currently showing here. So we'll work on that a little bit more, but like I said, we got what we came for. Need just to figure out a way on how to automate that, and we'll be able to generate resources pretty much automatically and passively. So let me look at the quest book. I'm going to clean some things up and figure out what we're going to do for the next episode. So if you found this helpful and you liked it, please give it a like. And don't forget to subscribe for more content. And I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks. Bye.